Hello guys, and welcome to a new WARNO video today by me, Vulcan. In this one I have for you a 1 versus 1 on 2 lakes, and I'm going to be using the 11th Parachutiste. I'm up against Matrin once again, who's going to be using the 35th Guards Air Assault this time around, and this is game 4 of a best of 5 in the grand final of the WARNO League Season 0 Division 2. So if you missed the last game, definitely go back and check it out if you don't want spoilers. All of the games so far in the series have been incredible, so if you've missed them, definitely worth a watch. But with that said, I am 2-1 up in the series. I won the last game, which puts me on match point for this game, which means that if I win, I am the overall winner of Division 2 in the WARNO League this season, which is not a place I expected to be anywhere close to at the start. So I'm very happy to be here. But I do have a very, very tough opponent in my way in Matrin. But let's have a quick talk about the map, because this is 2 lakes, and this was chosen by Matrin. And so far in the series, every time a player has chosen the map, they've won. So I chose Death Row and I won on it. Matrin chose Geisa and won on that. And then I chose 2 Ways and won again. So Matrin's now chosen 2 lakes, which is my least favorite map in the entire game, and would have been the map that I banned if I had had the choice. Matrin, of course, banned Chemical at the start of the series, so that was our map ban for the entire series. So yeah, here we are on 2 lakes, my nemesis of a map. Not a place I really want to be in if I want to solidify my win in a best of 5. But let's talk about the division bans. So I went into this banning the 4th Parachutiste. I do not want to give Matrin his comfort pick. This map is actually perfect for that division as well, so definitely do not want to give him that. Then he decided to ban the 82nd Airborne, a division that I'm relatively strong on, but he opted to choose the 35th Guards Air Assault. And I assume he picked that thinking with the 82nd off the table, there isn't many other dynamic divisions that can really counter the forward deployment of the 35th. Now, he definitely didn't account for the fact that I have a absolute ace up my sleeve, which is the 11th Parachutiste, a division that not actually many people rate terribly highly, but I see as a counter to the 35th. So I took that, of course, and here we are on 2 lakes, my most hated map, with probably one of my most favorite divisions. So it's a real paradox going on. Anyway, let's have a quick look at what's going down. On the right-hand side, Sapper Para with the Legionnaire Para, going to be pushing in and contesting the tree line here. I've also got an AML 90 that's going to be trying to sneak all the way up here if he doesn't put any infantry there. Then for the town, early on, I do have a leader that's going to be capturing that sector. I've got Chasseur Para, I've got Para SAS, some Sapper Para, and a Mistral in there as well. So they're just all going to be forward deploying and capturing this ASAP, keeping him out of here with his Spetsnaz, which he's going to have plenty of since he's playing with the 35th. Then on the left side, not going to be too aggressive, just dropping in a Chasseur Para, Sapper Para, and the Para SAS. So Para SAS for recon and close range infantry engagement. Chasseur Para actually really good for taking out early and sort of mid-game armor. So trucks, BMPs, that kind of thing, they are really good for deleting. I've got a Gazelle cannon that's going to be moving to the left side to provide recon just in case he's doing any sneaky shenanigans with aircraft, which is something you can definitely do with the 35th Guards Air Assault and something I was worried about. I've also got an AML 90 that's going to be trying to sneak around the left side of the map, and a Chasseur Para that's going to be moving up there as well to contest, and a P4 PC to capture Charlie early on. So I'm going to be trying to get myself a +5 here. He's already captured Delta with his forward deployment. And my Mirage F1C, it's looking for its first helicopter kill. This is something I almost always do with the French 11th Parachutiste. But this time around, Matrin is on the case. He comes out with the MiG-29 early on, and we got ourselves a dogfight. Unfortunately, I did lose a VLRA in the meantime. One of my infantry squads did go down to his Spetsnaz, but an awesome engagement there does actually win out for my Mirage. My Mirage left on 4 health, a convincing win up against the MiG-29, a huge win actually early on for me, because he's going to have a maximum of 4 MiG-29s and I have a lot of fighters in my deck. So I'm going to be able to definitely get the better of the air now as I decide to bring in a second Mirage on the next tick to go for these aircraft that I'm seeing, the helicopters. So coming in for the Mi-8, going to be shooting this down. And there's no AA, so I'm going to be opting to go straight for the Mi-24 as it comes across to try and get support onto the Sapper Para. Mirage out of nowhere, Mi-24 taken out. Huge kill. Now looking for even a strafing run onto the Desarniki BMD. Meanwhile on the left side, my Gazelle cannon finding the Spetsnaz crew. I actually opt to shoot the Desant Igla instead, and I managed to kill the Igla before it can even fire back. The Skrezet's going to struggle to hit the Mirage because it's moving so fast, and that is a huge set of kills there for my Mirage. Meanwhile, AML-90 finds and kills the BTRD, pushing up on the right hand side, and I'm sitting on a +3 advantage at the start of the game. So Mirage is so far really paying off. MiG-29 going down, Mi-8 killing an Mi-24V. Just all of these kills really important, taking out the Igla, not allowing him to build up AA as well. He actually opts to bring in another Mi-24, and what do you know, I have another Mirage F1C on call, and down it goes. Huge kills coming out here at the start of the game. He does manage to take out my Gazelle for that Mi-24, but here comes the Mirage looking for the strafing run onto the Spetsnaz, deleting them in the open with its double 30 cal in the nose. Big kill there. Oh, big 30mm cannon in the nose, not 30 cal. Much bigger than that. Now coming in for another strafing run looking for the Desant Razvedka, and we'll be able to take them out as well. VLRA's doing a little bit of a runner here from dropping off my infantry before. That's going to reveal the BMD-2s that he's managed to push past, but I've got a couple of AML-90s that are going to be here to counter the BMD-2, so I take that out. Meanwhile, infantry engagements against his Desarniki here. Shasapara taking on these Desarniki at a distance. Sapapara here not having as much of a good time as the Para SAS come up. But my AML-90 meanwhile is sneaking up the far flank on this left side. He's going to be bringing in the MiG-27. He misses the Shasapara here as they were engaging an enemy infantry squad. But definitely off to a very good start in this game. I did get myself a nice lead in points, and I've got some beautiful kills with these 3 Mirages that haven't even died and killed plenty of helicopters so far. Now opting for a Mirage 2000. Much better for the air-to-air because they have 2 SEMAC radar missiles. So going to be chasing down the MiG-27 here, hoping that those can hit the mark. And as he turns in, unfortunately unable to get the infrared on target. MiG-29 coming in and going to be taking that down. A little bit unfortunate of a Mirage 2000 for me. His MiG-29 is going to be getting out scot-free. But with his MiG-29 retreating, I see an opportunity to take out the next helicopter that he's brought in, but this time he is going to land it. So Matrin definitely starting to react a little bit better to my airplay. Meanwhile, a couple of ERC-90 Sages coming in. But Mirage going for the strafing run onto the Spetsnaz. Just going to be chipping them, getting them lower, making it harder for him to contest this right-hand sector. AML-90s, meanwhile, engaging the Desarniki BMD. So currently just cleaning up his aggression towards my sector here. And slowly but surely adding units on the left hand side that can contest Bravo. The Mirage going to have a chance to go for the Mi-8 as he does take it off again. Doesn't respect the Mirage 2000 this time around, and that's another free kill that I'm going to get away with completely. ERC-90 Sage meanwhile just pushing super aggressive. AML-90 here providing a little bit of recon information. This AML-90 has managed to get into a really, really good position over here, and I'm just going to be attack moving it all the way across the delta, because I couldn't really see if there was any like direct road that runs all the way across other than this one, and I didn't want to get too close to his spawn, so just going to be attack moving across there, hoping that I can get to that sector. Meanwhile, AML-90 going to be taking out the UAZ, and well, what do you know, it's an MI8, so F1C, goodbye MI8. And at this point, he's definitely starting to feed my F1C's kills big time. And the big trouble that the 35th Guards has is real lack of radar AA. He's reliant on the Iglas and the Strela and the ZU-23 here, as you can see, the gas truck that he's brought in as well. And my AML-90 is sneaking up here, somehow manages to not get completely wiped out by the MI8, and I'm going to start to just fast move that down the road here with the quick hunt command. Now I've got some more reinforcements coming in to back up the ERC-90. I've got another Para SAS, we've got the Legionnaire Para arriving, I've got the AML-90 with some recon. And the Chasseur Para, meanwhile, on the left, have managed to find their way in there. So I'm definitely looking at this as a good opportunity for me to push back through. The Mi-8 MT in the mid just looking almost too good to be true right now, as I'm going to shift my Mirage F1C all the way around to the left side to come in on that so that I don't fly over all of this AA that's bunched up here. I'm not going to be able to find it. And this time around, punished for my greed onto the Mi-8s. He's also brought in the MiG-29 now, that's putting pressure onto my F1C, but I've got another F1C, so we're going to come back round, look for the kill here. If I can take out his MiG-29, he's going to have a real hard time for the rest of the game, but that F1C now letting me down completely. I'm going to have to bring in the third F1C just to get that kill, and a second MiG-29 coming in is going to head on and take out that F1C. So absolute devastation in the air for me, losing two of my Mirage F1Cs for only one MiG-29, but any MiG-29 is a good kill, so I'm not too unhappy with it, and I've got so much value out of those fighters already that it's not so much of a problem. Anyway, moving in with the Legionnaire Para, now putting some pressure onto this sector. I'm going to be bringing up a command to try and counter-cap, and my ERC-90 is trying to get into line of sight, but don't want to be in line of sight of the Desaniki Metis because those can definitely kill off my ERC-90 Sages very quickly. Meanwhile, AML-90 just driving around here looking for the enemy command in the back sector. So just hunting around. This AML-90 has also managed to get up here because I've been killing the things that have been pushing down this road, and now he's focusing on this far left side because of my aggression. It's an easy time for me to continue pressing up here. I could have also had my Legionnaire Para moving in that direction, honestly. Now I've got some artillery firing away, the mortars that I brought in initially for smoke, going to be using them to help suppress the Desaniki as my Sapper Para and the Legionnaire Para go for the kills, but the Mirage not letting him get any helicopters in the sky. The one that landed in the middle, taking it out there, but unfortunately losing it to the enemy aircraft. But that means no rockets for him, and I'm just going to be developing quite a strong position here in the town as the mortar fire comes in, keeps chipping these squads and messing with their cohesion. ERC-90 meanwhile getting into a position to potentially snipe anything that's going to go from right to left. A couple more helicopters showing up though, and it's definitely going to be tempting for my Mirage, but my AML-90 finally finding the Desaniki Komloti. This does not have AT, so he can't fight back against the AML-90, and I'm going to be able to kill that off, and I've managed to decap his back sector, giving me a +2. F1C now floating around on the left side, really looking for potential kills onto these helicopters so they are no longer doing damage to my infantry. MiG-27 trying to clean up the AML-90. MiG-29 now hovering about, looking to engage my Mirage. And here we go. Engagement head on. My twin 30mm cannon going to be doing the job. And I'm going to be getting out of there. That is 3 MiG-29s down. This time didn't even lose my Mirage. So a very, very nice kill for me. MiG-29 still looking for the strafing run onto the AML-90. Just going to be fast moving this through the middle of the map. Meanwhile, Mirage again. Another MI8. Not letting him use it. Takes it out before it unloads. That's a big kill. Because it kills the infantry as well in those positions. But yeah, the reason I moved the AML-90 right out in the open here is so that he didn't find this AML-90 that's still sitting around in his backline. But the Mirage there coming around for a second kill onto the Mi-24V, and now it's going to be going deep for the MiG-27 as well. I did manage to get a hit on target there just as it disappeared. But this is deep, and I'm hoping that it can get out before a fourth MiG-29 comes in and deals with that. But yeah, overall, still been microing, developing my position in this town. My P4 PC still waiting for a surefire position for me to sit in. So what I'm going to do, get a couple of Chassepara to come in on this left side, because if I can have infantry here, then I can probably put the command here, which would be a much safer position than here, because at the moment that would be able to be spotted from the right side by like the Descendant here, for example, or any helicopters would be able to hit this. So if I can hold the left side of this town and get a command in here, that would be much better. So that was what I was kind of planning to do. You can also see that I've just brought a Jaguar. If I can kill off his T-64Bs, it's going to make my life a lot easier. So I was looking to do that. MiG-27 is going to get picked off by my Mistrals and only kills my transport. So bit of a swing and a miss for his aircraft there. Meanwhile, my Jaguar coming in hot for the T-64B does get shot down, but definitely a worthwhile kill as it removes a lot of the pressure from the right side of this town. A new command has found its way into Delta, so my AML-90 looking for that unit. And Mirage 2000, meanwhile, going to be looking for the Mi-24. Now I opt to bring in the F1C to finish that off and leave the Mirage 2000C ready to take on any MiGs that show up. So here comes the F1C. He did decide to land it, so not going to be able to get that run off. Meanwhile, ERC going to get killed here as it tries to push up. There was the Desaniki Metis on the right hand side there, but my Puma Kangaroo managing to get into the town. This is actually really big because it's going to be able to resupply all of the ammo on my infantry as well as get them back to full strength. Now AML-90 here moves down, spots the Mi-24K and kills it off whilst it's landed. So a cheeky kill there for the AML-90, still being an absolute nuisance in the back line. Meanwhile, I did unfortunately lose my Para SES. I didn't manage to get them topped off. Legionnaire Para getting a bit low here. Mirage F1 coming in. Cluster goes for the BMP. BMD takes that out. Mirage does get a good bombing strike in. Back here, Matrin decided to use a command tank. So my AML-90 not able to find the kill this time around. But slowly but surely, we're chipping away some of his infantry here. His Spetsnaz really difficult for me to deal with, so anytime I can kill those, that is a good kill. And there goes another squad. Still got my Mirage hanging about on the right hand side, maintaining control over here. And now my P4 PC going to be making the move into the sector. So the Kangaroo, I moved it back a little bit so it didn't get hit by a random AT from enemy infantry. And I'm going to be resupplying my Sapapara, pushing them back forwards afterwards. And two also coming across here to cover the open right side. And that's going to give me the +3 in this game. Spetsnaz, 2 Spetsnaz now coming into play. Legionnaire Paddock going to have to do a runner as those move in. Descent Sapri also going to be moving up in the meantime though. But I'm in position with the Sapper Padder first. So the Descent Sapper not really able to get the job done. But you can see they did do a lot of damage to the Sapper Padder at least. Jaguar finds a clean bombing strike onto a Spetsnaz squad. He does bring in his last MiG-29, but I'm going to go for the head-on. This time around, he wins out. MiG-29 doing really well, but taken out by the Mirage. And that is the fourth and final MiG-29 dead. So he will have no more strong air-to-air in his arsenal, which is huge for me because I've still got 5 aircraft ready and waiting. Well, not all of them ready, but definitely getting fixed up and so on. And it's just a matter of time now until I make another push, and I'm going to be able to bring in all of this support to help me out. Descent Sapere trying to sneak up on this left side, but I'm still in a nice position here. Got Padder SAS covering the left side of this, so if he tries to sneak in anything, it's going to get spotted. The Chasseur Padder, Sapper Padder, like, are all high vet and able to kill plenty of stuff very quickly. My Sapper Padder, unfortunately, do get taken up with the Spetsnaz. Spetsnaz is still really, really tough for me to deal with. You can see I'm also mortaring the backside of the sector to potentially make him move his command out of there. Meanwhile though, ERC-90 Sage does get taken out. Sapper Padder looking for the Spetsnaz kill at range at least. Meanwhile, Legionnaire Padder are now getting taken back to full strength. Nice strafing run by the F1C is going to definitely do a lot of damage there. And I've got some aeromobiles now coming in the Super Puma. Mirage F1 coming in with the bombing strike onto the Recon. And I have just spotted the command in the back of the sector. Chasseur Padder getting their LRACF1 on target. Second shot gets the job done. And that's going to be the town under my command. Descent Niki struggling here against the 3 squads. Command 2 in a nice position to cover off the flank. So now +6. My Legionnaire's going to be starting to make a move up on the right towards Delta. As I mentioned before, I probably could have done this when my AMLs were up there, but yeah, didn't decide to preemptively. Another ERC-90 going down here to the infantry in these buildings. This was one part of the map that was kind of rough for me to deal with throughout. But going to be unloading some Legionnaire Padder now to have a go at that. Meanwhile, Jaguar coming in for the cluster strike. Not much he can do other than try and hope that his Iglas hit the mark, and they do manage to do so. But the BV is dead, and that means that my infantry is as free as ever to keep pressing against his own. And all the while, the mortar rounds are coming in to continue the suppression against his infantry. So Jaguar was getting ready to drop some bombs, but decided to take that out. MiG-27, meanwhile, going to come over, get a nice rocket strike onto one of my infantry squads. Doesn't get shot down, manages to get out alive. Chasseur Padder trying to get them out so I can get them fixed up. Any squad that goes down to like 1 man like this, you want to try and get out probably before they get down to 1 man, maybe like 2 men. Get them back to supply, get them fixed up, super important. Anyway, that infantry squad that was standing in my way, Legionnaire Padder spotted them. Mirage F1 CT going to be taking them out. Now Legionnaire Padder pushing out the Spetsnaz OP from this position, which is really good because it means I can actually use ERCs, or AMLs in this case, to push up this right side and cut off the road back into the sector. Spetsnaz moving up here aggressively do take out my Sapper Padder and my Chasseur, so nice little move there from Matrin. He's really searching for my command right now. Legionnaire Padder coming across to kill the Spetsnaz OP, but it's still a +6 for me in the game. And now the Puma Pirates coming up, but look at this on the left. It is the Gazelle Cannon Blob. This is one real scary thing about this division. You can bring in a lot of these 20mm helicopters. So they're going to be spreading out now on the left-hand side to try and sneak around the back and get to Delta in order to kill whatever's capturing that. Meanwhile, Sapper Padder and Legionnaire Padder dealing with Desoniki Metis on the far right side. My Puma Pirates are in a position to help hold back any infantry is trying to push forwards. Artillery, meanwhile, is coming in onto the Legionnaires. And that's what I'm going to be trying to go and kill. You can see that I've given them the order to line up. If you ever wonder how to do this, I get asked this quite a lot. You hold right click and you drag, and you can do formations with your aircraft. Or, well, with any units, honestly. But in this case, just setting up the line to go straight towards his artillery. That artillery has the potential to do a lot of damage to my infantry in these engagements, so I want to get rid of it ASAP, and that's a worthy target. So I'm just going to be rushing in there. Each of these gazelles only cost 20 points apiece. If I take out a couple of artillery pieces, well worth it. You can see that he's got the Mi-8 here that he's brought in to resupply, and I'm going to be able to absolutely annihilate. And I spot the artillery. It's a couple of 122mm artillery pieces, and they're going to get deleted very quickly indeed. And all of these reinforcements that are coming in are going to get hit as well. Meanwhile, I've got more Para SAS coming into the town. AML-90s engaging the T-64B. MiG-27 does get shot down as it flies over the town. BMD-2s have also come in. They're going to get hit hard by the 20 mils. Absolute brutality on the backside of the map here for Matrin. Milan 2 manages to get a really good hit in there. Meanwhile, VLRA 50 cals moving up on the flank, actually doing a good job of killing off enemy infantry. Trella looking to kill the Puma. Meanwhile, he does bring in some AA and the Akula to deal with the gazelles. I'm going to be just running back towards the sector as my 50 cows do find the enemy leader here, the Dessin Comrotti, and are going to be taking out for me. Then I've got the gazelle cannons that are going to be putting pressure onto the T-64 BVK that I've just found. So this is pretty damn good right now. This push into the backline worked out massively, and it's really opened up the town. It's given me back the +6. I've just got to try and find the kill onto the T-64 BVK. So that's what these two are going to be trying to do. I'm also going to be getting some aircraft around the edge. A couple of these Mirage F1s with the laser-guided bombs. In they go. And down it goes. I did kill my gazelle there with the bomb by accident. But hey, worthy sacrifice as we push it to a +8 and seal the deal in this game. And what an explosive finish that was. The Akula also going down there to add insult to injury. And well, after what was a series of very close games, this one was way one-sided. 6,835 kills to 3,635 losses, and that is the magic of the 11th Parachutiste up against the 35th Guards Air Assault. And I would say in the end, this game mainly came down to the picks and bans. Matrin put himself in a corner, and I was able to take complete advantage with my knowledge of the 11th Parachutiste. So yeah, a fantastic game. Matrin relying way too much on his helicopters. He shouldn't have really bought a single helicopter in this game if he'd seen that I chose the 11th Parachutiste, because that's the only real way to play against it. You just buy tons of Iglas and tons of like Skrezets or whatever else you have access to. You don't give me any helicopters to kill, and you just use your ground forces until the late game when you can finally start using your aircraft once you've got like all of the MiG-29s built up at the same time. But I managed to pick off like his MiG-29s one by one, took down all 4, took down every helicopter that he ever put in the sky. Like that was the key for me to win in this game, and just keep the pressure on and just drive it home, honestly. And well, what do you know? I won the WARNO League Division 2. Somehow it happened, guys. It happened. We made it. We made it. And commiserations to Matrin, but also congratulations for getting second place. He has been a fantastic opponent in this series. And yeah, what a series it was. Absolutely brutal finish, but the first few games are very, very tight. Yeah, the Mirage F1Cs, whenever they're getting a MiG-29 kill, that is beautiful, because they only cost like 175 points. It's very, very nice. And then when the Mirages kill the Mi-8, comes back round, kills the Mi-24, it's just, oh, it feels so good. Admittedly, I feel like the Mirages, they need the nerf, right? Surely. These twin 30mm cannons are very, very strong right now. But I took full advantage and used the knowledge of the game to my advantage in this one. The Gazelle cannon pushed around the backside, a little bit cheesy, but had to be done. You know, it's all on the line in the final, the grand final, and the kills onto the artillery would have been enough, but then I also found tons of reinforcements to kill. He did buy in some Iglas here to push to the front line, but they just got melted in their transports by those 20mm. Yeah, a devastating game for Matrin, and it cost him the final. Unfortunate way to go. But yeah, what a journey this has been. And all I've got to say is a huge thanks to Protoss and the SDL for running the WARNO League, and all of the players as well. It's been an incredibly smooth experience. Everybody played their games on time. Like, Protoss did a fantastic job of like organizing it all and doing all of that. So yeah, massive thanks to him. Make sure you guys go check out Protoss. He does a great job casting. He has his channel's SD League on Twitch, so definitely go check him out there. But yeah, that is it then for this best of 5. And that is it for the WARNO League for now. I know some of you guys might be disappointed that it's come to an end, but I won. So I was very, very chuffed, and there was a prize pool. I got $20 for winning. I'm going to just be passing that on to my own tournament. We'll be adding that $20 to the prize pool of the VulcanHDGaming Invitational. So there we go. Big thanks again to Protoss for running the tournament. Thanks to Matrin for playing. Did a fine job in the final, but in the end, I came out on top with the 11th Parachutiste, my secret weapon. Absolutely amazing. What a game. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.